Hey guys, Jade Scarlett here with It's Art O'Clock Somewhere. I'm trying to move so I don't have all of these things here in front of me. I'm doing something pretty crazy today. So I am going live here with StreamYard, and that is streaming to my Facebook page, It's Art O'Clock Somewhere, my Facebook group, It's Art O'Clock Somewhere, as well as YouTube, Twitter, and up here with my phone, I'm also live on Instagram because StreamYard doesn't stream to Instagram. Hopefully, they're going to do that soon. And then it just goes from one platform. So today, because I have all of my devices, I have the iPad here so I can monitor the comments on Instagram. I have my iPhone here for Insta. I'm going to use the overhead camera. There's not going to be a project cam or a palette cam today because my iPad Pro is too big to go on the overhead thingy, the holder. But I printed out the project. So I'm just going to keep bringing it back to the overhead camera so you guys can see as I refer to it. So today I decided to go with the sentiments kit, and this is the one. And here for, wait, I need to hold on. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, so there is no sound here on the iPad. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to control all of these things. There's a lot going on here, so forgive me while I try to get everything sorted out. Okay, so we're going with the sentiments kit, and that's basically because some of you know, some of you might not. I'm also a calligrapher. And I love doing watercolor calligraphy. So I think this kit is awesome because I can do my watercolors. I can do my simple roses that I love and I teach. And I've taught so many students how to paint those beautiful roses. And we can do some lettering. So without further ado, I am going to switch to the overhead camera. Not this one. This one is going to Instagram. This one. And you're not going to see my face anymore because you really don't need. I'm like kind of hiding here. Hello. Behind all kinds of electronics. By the way, I have a question for you guys. And if you answered that question, I am going to do a drawing for everybody who answered the question. I'm going to randomly choose a name, and I'm going to do that tomorrow live on all of this situation here with Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc. What do you prefer? Do you prefer braid to braid, Jade, or do you prefer what you've seen so far? That's when I have that big messy bun on the top. Do you prefer messy bun, Jade, or braid, Jade? So answer the question. Please tell me where you're watching because I don't know if I can see here on StreamYard where the comment is coming from. So tell me whether you are on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group, on YouTube, on Twitter, Periscope, on Instagram for you guys here on top on Instagram. And I will draw a name tomorrow and you're going to win one of those beautiful Michael's watercolor paint kits. By the way, I'm going to put in the comments here the link to today's kit if you want to get it from Michael's. Again, I want to make sure you guys know that I'm not affiliated with Michael's. Michael's has nothing to do with this. I'm just a Michael's shopper. I love shopping at Michael's. And when I found those kits, I knew that I had to show you guys how to approach the painting part. Because if you are brand spanking new in watercolor, with the instructions that come here in the back, you might be able to get some painting done, but you need a little help. So I decided to snag all of the kits because I'm that extra. And I'm going to be doing those lives every day to show you how to tackle the paintings. Now, do you need to get it and follow along? No, of course not. You can just grab your favorite beverage, like it's pretty gloomy today, kind of chilly where I am. So a nice hot cocoa would be great to just sit and paint along. And if not, if you want to get the actual kit and paint with me, you can always watch it because this is going to be available on all of my social media. So without further ado, let's get painting. Give me a second while I switch to the other camera so all of this craziness disappears. And remember, what do you prefer? Brady Jade or Messy Bun Jade? Let me know in the comments and one of you will win one of those kits. Okay, let me switch to the overhead camera. Here we go. All right, now nobody has to watch all of that craziness that we have. Okay, I'm on full high definition. All right, so let me go over the kit again for those of you who are watching this for the first time. Let me bring my mic closer. Wow, I'm surrounded by so many camera equipment. Let me just adjust my phone here on top because this mount is moving for some reason. Okay. All right. And please, Insta peeps, if there's something that is off camera or something, just let me know. Because I do have a little bit of a delay with the Instagram. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about this beautiful Michael's watercolor painting kit. So in the painting kit, you get 4 pre-printed designs. So they're all printed on this really nice watercolor paper. And you guys know me. Some of you do. Some of you are my students. You know I'm pretty picky about paper. And let me tell you something. This is a pretty good paper. So you are going to enjoy painting on it. So you have the design printed here already. So you don't need to worry about, what do I want to paint? How do I do that? How do I draw it? So if you are faced with those questions, but you still want to paint and you want to get right to it, this is it, you guys. This is the best thing out there. So snag it while they're available because you know a lot of products at Michael's, they are seasonal. They're there today. They're gone tomorrow. So get them now while you can. They're $9.99 at the regular price, but you know that 20% off coupon, 20 made by you, all capital letters. It's available. So it comes down to $6.99, I think. Math is not very good, but you can do the math, right? Okay, so you have 4 different designs, and there are all sorts of subjects. You have sea life, you have cute animals, wildlife, cats, dogs, plants, you name it. They had something for you. You also get this little palette here with 15 colors. I made a swatch here, and it didn't come with those names, but once I swatched everything, those are the colors that I feel that they look like to me from my experience with other watercolor blends. So this is a good palette. You have a warm and a cool of your primary, so you can mix lots of colors. I like the different blues that they have here. This orange is gorgeous. You get a couple of earth colors, your sienna. If you've taken a watercolor class with me, you know I don't go anywhere without burnt sienna, burnt umber, and yellow ochre, especially for my landscapes. You get some ivory black, and you also get white if you want to make your colors more pastel. And it also comes with a size 8 Artist Loft brush, which is Michael's brand. Now, that's my only thing. I wish we had more brushes. Probably a large, a medium, which this one would be a medium, and a tiny one. But hey, adding more brushes would probably make the set more expensive. I don't know. But for that reason, I did pick up some extra brushes at Michael's. So I got the Royal Langnickel Zen watercolor brushes, and they are a combination of synthetic and imitation squirrel. Really love these brushes, and they have 2 sets with different sizes. I also grabbed a couple of Princeton Snap or anything that they have there. Check your local Michael's and get some extra brushes. So I mainly like round brushes, so I just grabbed some different size round brushes. Okay, do you need it? No, absolutely not, especially for this project here. For this project here, I'm mostly going to use just the brush that came with it. It's just some of the kits have very large backgrounds, so I do want to have an extra brush. Hey, if you have brushes already, you don't need to get it. But if you're at Michael's, who can resist getting more brushes? I don't know about you guys, but I'm obsessed with brushes. Have too many, but still want more. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started painting. So the very first thing I'm going to do is give it a spritz to wake them up. So it's like, come on, watercolors, wakey, wakey. It is time to get activated. And when you do that, you just make it easier for the paint to move. Now, this mixing area here, it's a little bit too small for me. So I do have another palette here with a bunch of colors. So I might just use the mixing spaces here, just in case. I have a cup of water. I do have another big container. Actually, this container is gorgeous. I can't really turn. This is a beautiful piece of artwork. It's a design by Christy Rice at Christy the Painter. And it's genius because you have a container within a container. So you use this one here, the big one, to rinse the brushes, and you keep this one here for clean water, so you can use that to mix and everything. And I can't turn it, but it has this beautiful flower right here, and it was made by a very talented potter. Fortunately, she doesn't have any more available, so when she posts it, you guys grab it because they go fast. Okay, so let me put that. That's heavy. It's a lot of water there. Okay, I'm not even going to attach this to a board today because I'm not going to add a background or anything. I'm just really going to paint the letters, and we have some gorgeous ombre effects here. I'm going to show you how I do that. And this design, what I did, I went to Michael's, the website, and I looked at the product pictures, and I enlarged it, and I took a screenshot so I could print it and show it to you guys, because this is my one, I don't like to use the word complain, but I would say my one suggestion, okay? So if Michael's did this again, is that they give us large pictures, like perhaps in the back they could put, like, you have plenty of space here to give 4 big pictures, and then put the instructions on the flip side of this, because it's really tiny here. And if you've never painted before and you're going by this, it's kind of hard, right? Because it's really small. But if you go on the website and you enlarge the product picture, it's really good resolution. So it's not like it's going to get super pixelated. Look at this. It's not very pixelated. It's pretty clear. And then you can follow along from this as opposed to trying to follow along from this. Okay. So I love this color scheme. I think I'm going to keep with it. And from what I'm looking, if I take my color swatches here, and I highly recommend you do that so you can see what your colors look like. This looks like this cobalt blue, and then it kind of goes into the scarlet lake or the crimson and some of the purple. So this is going to be wet on wet. And I'm going to show you what that is in a second, so I can get those colors to bleed and blend. And this is exactly how I would have done if I were doing the calligraphy myself. This here is watercolor calligraphy. I would use a water brush for that because I like the nylon tips. They're nice and stiff, so they create beautiful lettering. Okay, but for here, we already have the lettering done for us. So I'm going to use two brushes, one for water, one for paint. And I'm going to do one letter at a time. So now it's time for us to relax and have fun. And if you're following along, let's paint. If you're just watching, just sit back and relax. Let me get my water. This is crazy. So many things going on here, you guys. All right, so I'm going to use one brush for water and one brush for paint. Let me put the little palette here on this side. I just want to make sure. Let me check the camera for Instagram. Yeah. It's centered. Okay. Bear with me, guys. There's a lot going on here. So many different cameras. Okay. So, okay. Let's paint. Let's paint. I'm going to start with the S. And let me have some, I have a paper towel here or a tissue or something to control the water. So I'm just spreading the water. And this is wet on wet. This is when you start applying water to the paper to create a wet foundation, and then you add the pigment. So wet on wet. And anytime you want to create gradient effects and blending and seamless blending, that's what I meant, where you don't have harsh lines separating the colors, wet on wet is your best bet. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of that cobalt, just touching the brush, and look at this. You see how the paint just travels? And that is so pretty. And this cobalt blue here, it granulates beautifully. And this paper, it's really textured. So all of the granulating pigments, they really shine on this paper. And you have pigments that are granulating, and that means the pigment is heavier than non-granulating pigments. So they settle on the paper. You see, if you were to look at watercolor paper, or any paper for that matter, under a microscope or under magnification, I don't even, do you need a microscope? I don't know. That's some sort of a strong magnification. You would see that the paper has valleys and peaks. So what happens with granulating pigments, or pigments that are made from heavier particles, they settle on the valleys of the paper. So I'm going to add this little bit of red here so it starts blending with the blue. So I'm just kind of, see, ooh, you guys, look at that. Isn't it pretty that you're getting that gradient? Okay. Ooh, the rain starts finally. It's being threatening to rain since I woke up, but it's finally coming down. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So when you have a paper like this that is really textured, that effect of the granulating, it's intensified, because you're going to see the pigment settling on those valleys and forming this beautiful textural effect. Now, that's not everybody's cup of tea. I know that some people don't like granulation. And let me tell you something. There is a place and a time for granulation. So of course, if you're painting the petal of a rose, for example, you might want that petal to be nice and smooth, right? So you might want to choose a pigment that doesn't granulate. If you're painting a very young person or baby, definitely don't want granulation. But if you're painting landscapes or something, anything where you want to have a lot of texture, oh dear, granulation is a wonderful thing. Now, let's talk about granulation a little bit more, because I want to bring up a manufacturer that really does beautiful granulating pigments. And they have an entire line that it's all about the granulation. And it turns out that all these years they've been telling us that those pigments are 100% natural. So we're talking about, and I'm not going to mention names, okay? You guys do your research. But anyways, they have a line that has pigments that are allegedly from minerals, gemstones, and whatnot. And they're supposed to be 100% that pigment. So let's say if they call it amazonite, okay, it's supposed to be pure amazonite that is being ground into pigment and turned into watercolor. But guess what? There is this independent researcher, and I forgot their Instagram, something pigment, word pigment, something like that. And they did some chemical analysis of those alleged pure mineral pigments, gemstones, and other things. And guess what? They are not pure. They have other pigments. So if you were to take some amazonite yourself and try and emulate that color, guess what? It's not going to work. It's not going to look like what that manufacturer says is the pure amazonite, let's say, since we're using that as an example, because they added other things. Naughty, naughty, very, very dishonest. Look, would I still buy the colors? Of course, they're gorgeous. You know, I'm buying them not because they're so-called pure. I mean, that was part of the allure, certainly, but I would still buy it because the colors are gorgeous. They didn't have to lie to us, but lie they did. Anyways, I love granulation, so I probably have every single one of those granulating pigments. Now, another company that recently has done an entire line of super granulating pigments is Schminke. They're a German brand of watercolors. They make really good watercolors. I have some greens that I absolutely love. I have a cobalt green dark that, oh, I love that color so much. Is my favorite color by them. And you know what? I think I'm going to use a little bit of this cerulean blue. And recently they released a line of hyper granulating colors. So they're like super duper granulating, and they granulate like crazy. And I got a couple and they are beautiful. They're a little bit pricey though, so I didn't buy the whole collection. I did buy a few colors that are also super granulating, and they're by Van Gogh, which is substantially less expensive than the Schminke. And I think they're called Dusty or Dusk, something Dusty. So I got the Dusty Purple. They have Dusty Pink, Dusty Yellow, and Dusty Green, I would say. And I got all of them, and they were not expensive. I think they were like $5 per tube, and they're really nice. And when you look at the mass tone, it looks like almost black, all of them. You could never, tell. We would never be able to tell what those colors really look like on the mass tone. And the mass tone is the color that is undiluted, or just with a little bit, because with watercolor you need to add at least a tiny little bit of water for the paint to move. So in mass tone they're like almost black, but when you dilute it, oh, that's where they shine. They are gorgeous. Then you can see whatever color they are, like you can see the hints of the purple and the pink and the green. The yellow, it's more like a green, and it's beautiful. You know what? I want to add a little bit of white here and make it more of a pinkish color. So yeah, and they granulate beautifully, and I've been using them quite a bit, especially when I do my abstract backgrounds. I love doing abstract backgrounds in a watercolor, and then adding botanical doodles on top with acrylic accents and oil pastel accents. And I'm actually teach that class once a month, but I'm actually recording more stuff, because guess what? I am launching a membership pretty soon. I'm kind of working right now on adding content to the members area. And for one low monthly price, you'll be able to join my membership and paint with me in watercolors, in acrylics, and mixed media. So there's going to be those 3 projects every month. And then the last week is the Let's Try a New Medium week. So ever wondered how to paint in pastels? Let's do that. Ever wondered how to do a realistic portrait in color pencil? Geez, we're gonna have that too. Do you want to work in creating an art journal? Maybe we'll have that as well. Want to do something in oils? That's going to be available as well. So we're going to paint in a variety of mediums. You know what, guys? Give me a second. Let me get a water brush. I think I can go a little bit faster if I get a water brush. Let's see. Nope. I think this size. Okay. Let's try to do this a different way. Go a little bit faster. And this is how I would be doing it if I were doing a calligraphy class. So let me grab, let's see. Oh, okay. I think this is going to work. Oh, I have enough water here. It doesn't want to feed. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The water is feeding now. Okay. It is going to be a little bit darker here, but he's okay. Yeah, because you know what? I want to keep those videos under an hour, and that was taking a little bit too long because we're already at half hour. So this is a water brush. This is a Pentel one. I like both the Kuretake and the Pentel. And what you do, if you've never seen one of these guys, you unscrew the top part and you add water And now you have the barrel here feeding the water continuously as you paint. Now, I really love these brushes for calligraphy because they have this hard nylon bristle. And so they have like excellent spring and they're very firm. That's the word I was looking for, firm. So they make lettering a breeze with it. Why is it not? It feels to me like it's not feeding. Okay, let me get another one. Hold on, guys. Look at me. I'm saying that this is an excellent brush and it's not working. Why? And you may ask, wow, Jay, you have a lot of those. That's because that's from my teaching in person. Okay, so you see the difference? This one is dripping, so I know that is fitting. The other one wasn't fitting. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Grabbing a little color. And, ooh, look at that. So yeah, I have all of those because I used to teach this class in person. Calligraphy, watercolor calligraphy, and pointed pen calligraphy and brush pen calligraphy. Oh, this is so pretty. Loving those colors. I want this to bleed here so we have the gradient effect. So I did touch the blue to release the water. Okay. All right. It's a working. Nice. Let me get a little bit of blue. And here with whatever leftover was on my brush, I'm getting that purple. Remember that commercial that the girl's trying to buy paint at Sherwin-Williams or one of the other house paints? And she's like, I want purple, but not purple, but like purple. What is a purple? I don't know. This year, maybe? Okay, so again, you guys, if you just join in, I'm going to ask you, if you've been watching my lives lately, because I've been doing this for a few days now. I did need to take a short break last week from doing those lives because clumsy me fell from my bike and hurt my wrist. So my hand was out of commission. Of course, it had to be my right hand, right? And it was out of commission for a few days because it was pretty painful. So, but you've seen me with my messy bun, and today you got to see me with braids, as in Pippi Pippi. That's how you call it, Pippi Longstockings. Yeah. Not Instagram, guys. You haven't, because it went straight with the overhead. But everybody else on YouTube and Facebook, my page, my group, if you've seen it, tell me, what do you prefer? Messy bun jade or Pippi Longstocking Brady jade? And answer in the comments. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a name out of those who answer. And there's no right or wrong answer, okay, guys? It's whatever you prefer. I like both. And I will give you one of those kits because when I bought them, I accidentally bought a couple of duplicates. So I'm going to send you. Also, let me tell you something, guys. you help me so much when you hit that like button. Can you, I don't know if you can do that on the Instagram live. But when you comment, when you take a moment, just a minute or so of your life to hit that like button, subscribe if you are on YouTube, and then post a comment, that helps me so, so much, because the algorithm kind of like takes notice of me and says, oh, I see. So people are commenting here, people are liking, people are subscribing. Maybe this person is doing something fun because people are reacting positively to it. So when you do that, you help me grow my channels. So please take a moment and just say hi. It doesn't have to be an entire Russian novel. Just write a word and say, hey, Jade, what's up? I like when you say hi. You can also share. So if you are on Facebook, you can share that. The algorithm really likes that, because it's like, oh, look at this. People like what this person is doing so much that they're even sharing with their own friends. So, hey, let me bump her a little bit, because, maybe she's worth showing to more people. So help me out, will you? Help me grow my channels, and just take 30 seconds to write a comment. You know what else happens when you write those comments? It lets me know that I'm not talking to myself. I'm just kind of like talk. Like maybe I'm just talking to myself. But hey, it's okay. It's all good, because you know what? I'm doing this for you guys, because I want you to enjoy this. Oops, made a mess here. Let me clean it. I want you to enjoy this product as much as I am, because this is genius. And you know why? Especially if you are a beginner painter, maybe you took a class or two or several, and you really enjoying the process of painting, but sometimes, but maybe you're not confident yet to create your own projects, right? Like having your own idea and working on it from conception to finished product. Like, you need to think what it is that you want to paint. Then you need to perhaps gather some, what do you call it? Reference pictures, so you can refer to it as you create. Then you need to create a drawing for that and start painting. And maybe you want to go through all of that. Maybe, you're just itching to paint. You just want to grab something and paint. And you don't want to think about all the work that comes before you can actually get to the painting part. This is it. This is perfect. This is what you get with this set. You have a project that is ready for you to paint. So all of the pre-work is done for you. The design, the concept, the composition. Hey, it's even already printed on the paper. So you can literally grab some water and start painting. So for those days when you just want to enjoy the therapeutic benefits of painting, because you guys know that anytime you take a block of time to yourself to express yourself creatively, you are doing an amazing act of self-care. You are taking care of your mental health, you're taking care of your emotional well-being, because making art being creative in any way. It doesn't matter if you're painting, drawing, stitching, crocheting, knitting, uh, creating something with your hands, anything. Anytime you're doing that, you're doing yourself a tremendous, tremendous favor, because it makes you feel better. It relaxes you. It de-stresses you. You can quite literally feel those tight muscles relaxing after a short period of time once you're creating. So when you are being creative, you just have a happier, less stressful life. You're just a better version of yourself, And I tell you that, and let me tell you a story. Years and years ago, I'm gonna try not to say the number because that will totally betray my age. Not that I care, you guys. I just say that is a joke. But years and years ago, when my son was little, he was two, 1.5 two, and it was just the two of us. I had no support of any kind, no emotional, not financial, not psychological. No, I was on my own with that kid. And I had to work a lot, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. And I would come home that exhausted, as you can well imagine, because let me tell you something, I wasn't working behind a desk. No, I was working back-breaking jobs. And I was exhausted all the time. And you know how it is when you have a kid, you still have to care for them. You have to attend to their needs, emotional and physical. You still have to clean the house. You still have to feed them and do all these things. And I'm not going to lie, I was cranky a lot. I was just exhausted. So before I continue, yay, our lettering part is done. So now I'm going to do my flowers. And you know what? I'm not going to be too worried about painting exactly inside the lines. I'm just going to do my stroke work to paint the roses. So I'm going to go back to the brush that comes with the kit. And I'm going to mix a little bit of this crimson with white because I want a lovely pink so I can paint the roses. All right, so going back to what I was saying. And that was affecting my relationship with my son, with people in general, my coworkers, because I was just so cranky and tired and just exhausted all the time, So, of course, I was like a pile of stress, pile of nerves, always struggling to make ends meet. So one day I was at Borders, rest in peace, Borders, and I saw on the clearance bin, it was a kit with some watercolor paper and a brush. And it was actually a Winsor & Newton Cotman set. I still have it to this day with the little brush that comes with it. And a book. I still have that book as well. And some paper. And because I used to, love making art and stuff like that when I was a kid. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting this. I'm getting this. Even though I couldn't afford, I got it. I got it anyway. Something was like telling me, go ahead and do it, Jade. Get it. And so I did. And I would like, I put my kid to sleep, and that was like super late. And even though I was dead tired, I still sat in my kitchen and opened the watercolor and took a look at the projects in the book, and I started painting, following the instructions. And you know what happened, guys? Something magical started to happen. I felt myself so happy and relaxed after those sessions that I found myself doing it every day, every night. I would look forward to it, no matter how tired I was when I finally cleaned the kitchen and put the baby to bed. I could not wait to sit down in my kitchen and paint. And I did every single project. There were, I think, 15 projects in the book, and I completed all of them. I still have somewhere. I think I should write a blog post one of these days and put it on my website and put all the pictures of those projects that I painted. And, you know, something magical happened after that, because I started looking forward to that, and I started being a more relaxed, more enjoyable person, a better person. My relationship with my son improved because I wasn't so tired. And I mean, I was still tired, but I wasn't so cranky anymore. So I actually find more joy in playing with him and enjoying the time that we had together. And that was all because through the power of making art, I found that inner joy, inner peace, inner quiet, and I just felt more relaxed. I became a better version of myself, a better mom, a better person, better human in general, you know? And I continue painting no matter how physically exhausted I was. I would sit in my kitchen at the wee hours and I would paint for an hour or so before going to bed. And fast forward X amount of years, and here I am painting with you guys and spreading my joy for creating art, and my firm belief that we can be happier people when they're being creative, because I am living proof of that. So guys, what I'm doing here, I'm just grabbing a couple of different colors on the brush, and I'm just making those leaves in one stroke. So I'm not too concerned anymore with the lines. I'm just making one stroke leaves. I will get my heat gun in a moment to dry some stuff because I don't want to risk smudging anything. So in a little bit, I will dry stuff before I continue. Ooh, look at that. Blue green. I just mixed a little bit of the cobalt with the phthalo green. Gave me this gorgeous color. You know what? Let me just dry this quickly because I don't want to smudge anything. So bear with me. There's going to be a little bit of noise Imagine that there's some cool music playing here. I don't have the technology. Probably I do to just kind of like stop this and play some music. Okay, I'm gonna feel much more comfortable once everything is dry because then I'm not gonna risk smudging anything. Bam, that is done. So let's go back to our flowers. I'm actually gonna continue painting the leaves because I'm just having so much fun. So much fun with it, and this blue ring is so gorgeous. Okay. Ooh la la, that is pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That just, I don't know why, speaking on that falsetto voice just made me think of that TikTok video with the pets when they say, I don't want to be petted. Don't pet me, don't pet me, don't pet me. Get your petty paws away from me. I drive my cats crazy with that because I just love saying that. It's just so funny. No petting, no petting, no petting. Oh, the things that entertain us. I'm very easy to entertain, actually. It's I'm very easy to break out in laughter. I crack myself up. My own jokes. You do that? I do. All in good fun. I like the other guy too on TikTok, the one that he always tells his sons. I forgot. I think his dad something. I don't know. And he always starts with a joke, and he says, "So I told my son, blah blah blah," and then the son responds with the perfect punchline. And then the father goes, "No, dummy," and then he gives an even better joke, and he's like the best dad jokes ever. Oh, look at you guys. We might finish this right under the hour because I see here we're at 52 minutes. So we might finish this project. Now, any project that I don't finish under an hour here live, like yesterday I couldn't finish the octopus, I will record the rest and post the edited recording on YouTube, and you guys can watch that. I'll link it on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can watch, because I really don't want to do more than 1 hour. It's a long time. Even an hour is a lot. But some of these projects will take time, So I figure if I can give you a good start here, you can then watch the rest. And I totally went off script here. I'm using my own colors. Ooh, we just got some bleeding there. Boo-boo. But that's because I didn't dry. That's okay. I don't mind. But if you don't like it, let's say, oh no, that happened. I don't like that color. Boom. Don't worry. This is what you do. Take a tissue and just dab it, and look at that. Bam, it's gone. I can wait until that leaf dries completely so I don't repeat the same mistake, and I can paint it again. This orange is so pretty. That I can't resist using here. I think I'm going to drop in a little bit of the red just here and there. So I just dropped wet on wet, and it creates a pretty effect that you're not going to see it while it's still wet, but you will when it dries. And we just have a few more of those little guys to go. And bam, we're gonna have this ready in one sitting in an hour. How exciting. I'm excited. I'm very excited. All right, guys, we're almost done. I'm gonna ask you again, what do you prefer, messy bun jade or Pippi Longstocking Brady jade? Put in the comments. Tell me where you're commenting from, because I don't know if I can tell whether you're commenting from YouTube, Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram. Of course I can tell because I can see you guys here. And whoever answers, I will draw a name tomorrow and I will give you one of the extra watercolor painting kits that I got. I'm gonna get some white on the brush with a little bit of yellow and just add here in the center. Maybe this one here, just add a little bit of white. Add just a little bit. To this. And showing. This is done, you guys. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Okay, so let me take these things out of the way. Oop, I got this so full of water. This was the original, my inspiration, and here is the final result. So I hope you guys have enjoyed painting this with me, watching me paint, painting along, whatever you are doing. And let me just move the camera a little bit here for the Instagram, because I know, oops, sorry guys, I did not mean to make you dizzy moving the camera like that. But here, so you can see the whole thing. And I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoy. We did it in 56 minutes, not even an hour. So I'm super happy with it. Now, there's still time to leave a comment. Tell me, do you like Brady JD or Messy Bun Jade? And tomorrow I'll be back, and I already know what I want to paint tomorrow. I'm going to be painting from the natural elements because I'm kind of missing fall and all the changes in color. So I'm going to do some fall leaves. So if you want to follow along, go to michaels.com, search for watercolor paint kits, and get yourself one. You can get it today. Use that 20 made by you discount, 20% off, and get it. And again, I'm not affiliated with Michaels. I'm not getting paid to say any of these things. I really, truly, genuinely love this product, and I know that you will love it too. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Lots of love, and remember to start each day with a grateful heart. Bye, guys. Bye. Sending love to everybody.